After the tough loss a night ago to the Philadelphia 76ers, we had a gut feeling this one was not going to be an easy one tonight. In Miami, taking on the Heat, and you look at that record that they have, and if you look at that record and think, oh, it's going to be an easy W, first off, you're nuts. If you know the Miami Heat, you know that team is a grinded-out, gritty team, and they have Jimmy Butler back, who we hadn't seen this year in the first two contests. And Jimmy Butler is unbelievable. I have him as a note here because he was a huge reason of why they put this game away in the fourth quarter. Not only was he clutch, he made smart decisions. He was great in the defensive end. Jimmy Butler is such a complete player. He is unbelievable. But with the 116-108 loss today, the Raptors have dropped back-to-back games and are now 16-17 on the season. But any Raptor fans getting discouraged, look at the Boston Celtics. And I hate to bring them up like this in a video that has nothing to do with them, but that team is falling off a cliff hard. That is insane to watch over there, watching them get slaughtered by the Atlanta Hawks the way they did tonight. But let's get to this game. And you saw against Philly, the first quarter was a huge reason of why the Raptors lost. They got down really bad early, and they couldn't come back from it. Well, today maybe wasn't the first quarter that was the issue. It was the second quarter. In the first, the Raptors overall don't play all that bad, but a very sloppy final minute or 2 minutes, and you only win that quarter by 3 because Fred VanVleet has a big-time 3 at the end of the first quarter. You were up 35-32 after one quarter of play. In that second quarter, that same mentality that was had in the latter half of that first quarter bleeds into that second quarter, and you're minus 13, 34-21, and you are down by 10 going into halftime. And you got to remember this, right? You got to remember, the Raptors are on a second night of a back-to-back. You're on the road all the time, but on the road in Miami. They didn't play yesterday, I don't think. So they were ready for you. You're on the second night, and you're down 10 at half. Not a position you want to be in. You want to be up by double digits, trying to hang on to a win on the second night of a back-to-back against a very good basketball team. Now you got to find a way to come back. You know, and in the third quarter, the Raptors do show some fight. They ended up tying it at one point, right? And we're like, whoa, okay, they come out of the third quarter absolutely flying. They get, I think it was 66-66. They go on a crazy run to start the quarter. But then, as we saw yesterday against the Philadelphia 76ers, every time the Raptors made a punch to get back in the game, Miami did it tonight, Philly did it yesterday. They countered with a big punch of their own. And the Raptors did that quite a few times in the latter half of this game, making that punch, getting back into it, but they couldn't take the lead and keep putting on the pressure. Every time they took an advantage and got back into this game, they struggled. In the third quarter, like I said, they were plus 3, 29-26. You're only down 7 going into the fourth quarter. But again, you're trailing in the fourth quarter on the second night of a back-to-back. You don't want to be in the situation right now. You got to find a way. And there were times in that fourth quarter where the Raptors, again, made that run. They were down by 2 at one point. And we're like, wow, this team's all right. Then they give up a transition 3, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's not what you want to be seeing. And Jimmy Butler, like I said, ice in his veins, an unbelievable basketball player. Made some big-time buckets late in this game. Raptors lose the fourth quarter, 24-23. You scored 23 points in that fourth quarter. You scored 35 in the first, and the next best one was 29 in the third quarter. 23 and 21 were the other quarters. You're not going to win many basketball games like that, especially against such a good team without Tyler Hero in the Miami Heat. So not very pretty for the Raptors. And listen to these numbers, and a lot of casual fans will see these numbers and be like, wow, how'd they lose this game? Raptors shot 50% from the field and 46% from three-point range. Miami shot 46% from the field and 45% from three. So very similar numbers. Well, how did the Raptors lose this game today? I'll tell you why. Not only did Jimmy Butler take over in the fourth and was unbelievable, and another reason, he kind of stopped the bleeding there in the third quarter after the Raptors came out guns a-blazing. In the third, he was the one who stopped it. The Raptors were -7 in the offensive glass. Big problem today. The Raptors are bottom in the NBA in rebounding. Huge issue. Points in the paint, -10. Big problem. Second chance points, -10. Big issue. And points off of, look, we had 14 turnovers, they had 11. Not a big difference, but the points off of turnovers, -11. Yes, the shooting percentages look pretty similar, but those numbers are glaring problems. Rebounding was a big issue. Points in the paint, another factor of that. Second chance points, rebounding, big problem. And the points off of turnovers was just a big problem today. The Miami Heat got out and run, and they made some big-time shots. Let's get to this team and talk about what good happened to the Toronto Raptors. Well, I guess we're not going to start out good because Pascal Siakam really, really badly struggled today. Did not play in the fourth quarter at all. Played a total, I think it was of 24 minutes, had 5 points, 2 boards, 4 assists on 1 of 6 shooting, was 1 of 3 from 3, and he royally struggled. He was forcing his offense. He did not look good. And I think Nick Nurse saw that and is like, all right, we don't need this guy running his brain through the ground right now and putting him in a bad situation. Sit his rear end on the bench. He did not see the floor again. And that was not, I mean, look, we all know that Pascal Siakam has had historic struggles against the Miami Heat because of guys like Bam Adebayo. But tonight was really bad. You know, and you're forcing other guys. You're forcing guys like Bembry and Aaron Baines and guys like this and Boucher to come in and pick up his slack. And that's a tough thing to do against such a good basketball team, right? Lowry, welcome back. It was great to see Kyle out there again, and he was unbelievable. Anybody who's saying we don't need this guy, just if you watch the game today, you'll know why we do. 24 points, 7 rebounds for one of the smallest guys on the floor. 8 assists for Kyle, shot 9 of 13, was 4 of 7 from 3. He had 2 steals in the game. He was awesome. Kyle was fantastic. Fred VanVleet, your other guard, because they love starting the 2-guard matchup. I know people hate that, but this is what they did today. Fred VanVleet had 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. Right? He shot 6 of 13, was 5 of 11 from three-point range. I don't like what Fred VanVleet did late in this game, trying to bait, I want to say Iguodala, I could be totally wrong, to get that foul. You know, he made that 1-3, which is great. Came down the floor, was kind of mano-a-mano, tried to do a step back, step to the side, take a 3, faked it, looked for the foul, kind of leaned in. It was all over the place, and I'm like, Fred. And then Jimmy Butler, down the floor, transition 3, bucket. You know, and those things really, really hurt you. I'm not going to blame Fred for this loss because you just can't. He was fantastic. 5-11 from three-point range as well. He was great. Just that one bad play just really, I love the guy. I love what he's done, but that really stuck in my mind. But again, you can't blame the guy at all in this one. Norman Powell, 17 points, 1 board, 3 assists. Shot 6 of 11, was 3 of 6 from three-point range. He shot the ball well. Shooting wasn't the problem today. You know, shooting, making your shots was not the issue today. Chris Boucher, 11.6 boards off the bench, 4 of 6 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, had 2 steals in the block. I think he was much better today. He was a sound player today. He didn't make any stupid mistakes. It was very sound. Had 11 and 6 off the bench. He didn't play very much. I think he had less than 20 minutes in the game for him. And Aaron Baines off the bench, 7 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, shot 3 of 5 from the field. Again, I think Aaron Baines is really getting more comfortable coming off the bench, and I think that's probably where he's going to stay the rest of the season. And you look at a game like this, and it's tough to watch because you know this team is in a back-to-back, but you know what these guys are capable of, and you saw them come back a few different times, and you're like, hey, these are our guys. All right, they come back, but then counterpunch after counterpunch after counterpunch. But that shows you a good team. And the Miami Heat didn't make the NBA Finals last year by fluke. That is a damn good basketball team over there, and they showed you why tonight. It's unfortunate the Raptors had to deal with that. It's unfortunate they lost back-to-back games now, but you got to just get back to the drawing board. At 16 and 17, there's only, 4 games left before the All-Star break. Trade deadline's coming up real quick, so a lot of things are going to be happening in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. But it all starts on Friday. All right, that's the next game for the Toronto Raptors as they head back to, I was going to say home, but it's Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. I miss Toronto sports being in Toronto right now. It's really starting to get to me. 7:30 tip-off there against the Houston Rockets, and that team has been struggling, obviously, with no James Harden, and they have John Wall going on. It's like, every team looks totally different. They waive Boogie Cousins now, so it's all kinds of craziness going around the NBA right now. A lot of teams are struggling that you don't expect to struggle. Even the Miami Heat, as much as they were injury-prone, had a lot of injuries this year, you don't expect them to be where they are. Obviously, they're playing a lot better basketball, and they're going to be in the playoffs. But a team like Boston, as much as I brought them up earlier on, that team is 15 and 17. I would have never seen that coming from the Boston Celtics. So the NBA is a very weird league this year. Again, like I said, for the Raptors, you got to take it game by game and just find a way to win games. That's all you can really do at this point, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game today, if you're a Raptor fan and if you're a Heat fan and enjoyed the game today, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game, all right? Would you like, would you not like from today's game? I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Jay's Edition, next Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be talking about the first few preseason games they got, or the spring training games they got going on starting on Sunday. 1:05 first pitch against the New York Yankees. A lot of fun to have baseball back in action in Toronto, or, I mean, to watch Toronto teams play, not in Toronto. Kind of gotten used to it, and I hate it. As for the Leafs, their next contest is on Saturday night against the Edmonton Oilers, 7 o'clock puck drop there in Edmonton. And as for the Raptors, like we mentioned, their next contest, 7:30 tip-off at Amalie Arena on Friday night as they welcome in the Houston Rockets to town. All right, Raptors looking to get back into the win column, play a good game, and just get a W, right? Feel good. Get back in the W column, get back to 500, and just win a ball game. That's what we're hoping for right now, right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys for the video. We'll talk to you guys then.